Hey guys, welcome back to my beauty stash, or welcome if it is your first time here. Hello, my name is Steff. I would love to have you as a subscriber, so be sure to click on that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy watching. Today I am so excited because I am welcoming a new to me brand into my stash, and that is Danessa Myricks Beauty. When this palette launched last week on the Beautylish and Danessa Myricks website, I immediately fell in love with it, and I decided, you know what? Now is the time for me to try the brand. This is the Lightwork Volume 3 Infinite Light palette. This is a face and body palette. There are 14 different shades in this palette. There are 4 or 5 different formulas in this palette, which I will be sure to go over with you guys in a second. And it is all shimmer shades. There are no matte shades in this palette. And what's even better is that I am going to be doing a giveaway in today's video. With the purchase of this palette, Danessa Myricks included a mini Lightwork Volume 3, which is these 4 shades in the middle. These are all like highlighter shades. I'm wearing this shade right now on my cheekbones. So I will be giving one of you lucky viewers out there the chance to win your very own Danessa Myricks mini Lightwork palette. So be sure to stay tuned towards the end of the video where I will go over exactly what you need to do in order to be entered in this international giveaway. I am so excited that I get to do this for you guys, and I'm even more excited because I cannot wait to try this brand out. I am going to be eye swatching all of the shades in this palette, and I will be creating 3 different looks using these gorgeous shades. I've already gone outside to swatch it. I even did an Instagram reel with this, so if you want to check it out, be sure to head over to my Instagram. It is at Steff's Beauty Stash. That way you can see a quick little video on how the palette looks outdoors. But I will be inserting all of those pictures in the swatch portion of today's video. I know a lot of you like to see arm swatches and you like to see them in different lighting. You also like to see eye swatches, so I have all of you covered in today's video. Now, this is not an inexpensive palette. This was a rather pricey palette, which I'm really glad that they included a free gift with purchase, a nice free gift with purchase. I don't know how much this palette would retail for individually. Once again, the palette is the 4 shades that are in the middle of this palette, and it also has the same like lizard print packaging, which I love this. This reminds me of my dining room table. Now, this palette is sold out right now on the Danessa Myricks Beauty website, but it is in stock on the Beautylish website, and they are offering the same pack up. So you'll get both of these for $125. Now, I don't know how long this pack up is going to last. So once that runs out, the palette on its own is $125. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there are several different formulas present within the palette. There is 1 pressed glitter, which is this one right here. There are 2 duochrome gel shades, which one of them is this shade right here, and the other is this one. There is a powder cream formula, which off the bat, I don't recall which one is which, but I will be telling you that in the swatch portion of today's video. There are also multi-chrome shades, and there's a holographic powders. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the shades in the middle are going to be the holographic powders, which are in essence the highlighter shades. And again, I'm wearing this one right here on my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead. Very pretty, no issues applying that. I'm just super excited. I'm super excited to be welcoming Danessa Myricks into my stash. Happy that I was able to pick this up, seeing as to how popular it was. And I'm even happier that I get to do a giveaway in today's video. This giveaway is to thank all of you out there for helping me reach 9K here on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. It really means a lot to me. And every time I've hit like 1,000 milestone, I've always tried to do a giveaway for you guys, and 9K is no different. I'm really excited that I get to do this giveaway for you guys. So let's dive into this, guys. I'm anxious to get started swatching. I'm anxious to start creating the 3 looks for you guys. And if y'all want to see this gorgeous Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 palette in action, keep on watching. For today's eye swatches, I am not using any eyeshadow primer, and I will only be using my finger to apply the shadows. Polaris is described as an opalescent yellow to seafoam green, and this is a duochrome gel. Galaxy is a multi-chrome pigment with a smoky teal, green, and violet shift. Martian is a multi-chrome pigment with icy blue-green, lilac, and plum brown shift. Soul is a gilded khaki gold powder cream. The shade Orion, I'm gonna leave that towards the end of the video since this is the only pressed glitter in the palette. I don't want to have glitter all over while I'm swatching the rest of the shades. Golden Eclipse is described as a sunset peach holographic powder. Strawberry Moon is a pink lilac holographic powder. Spring Equinox is described as a sage green holographic powder. And Blue Moon is a glacier blue lavender holographic powder. Spacesuit is described as fiery coal, blood orange, and honey duochrome gel. The shade Aurora is described as a multi-chrome pigment with electric plum, fuchsia, and olive green shift. Gaia is described as a multi-chrome pigment with copper, bronze, and emerald shift. Solar Rain is a multi-chrome pigment with pearl peach, key lime, and a platinum shift. The shade Black Hole is a cashmere black powder cream. I'm just going with a little packing brush to really build up the pigment. Orion is described as an aquatic turquoise pressed glitter. I've already primed my eyelids using the ABH Eyeshadow Primer. I'm also going to be incorporating the BH Cosmetics Poison Shock palettes. The ones I have here are Sub-Zero, I have Venom, and I have Absinthe. So this one is Absinthe, it's the green one in case you're unfamiliar. I've already done a full review and looks using all 6 of the palettes because there were 6 in the collection. So I'll have that linked up above in case you want to check that out. But I pulled out these palettes because we don't have any mattes in the Lightwork palette, volume 3. So we needed something to help anchor the look with, and I thought these would be nice shades to incorporate and nice shades that would coordinate with the Lightwork palette. So let's get started. I think what I want to do first is I want to go in with the black shade, which is this one right here. This one is called Black Hole. This is one of those cream to powder shades, kind of like what's in the Natasha Denona palettes, those midi palettes, and then the larger palettes. She usually includes at least one cream to powder, and it's a very similar formula. So I think I'm going to start by adding this all over the lid, And I'll probably go in with the Venom palette to kind of help blend it upwards. So kind of like what I did in the swatch portion of the video, I'm just stamping this on so it can create a nice base for some of these shimmer shades. Most of the times, these duochrome and multi-chrome shades, they'll look really good on top of a deep matte shade. So it could be black, it could be dark green, dark blue, dark purple, just depending on what you have available. They will really pop. So that's just something to consider, and probably one of the reasons why Danessa Myricks included it in this palette. It creates a whole different shade pretty much, because these shades are great on their own, but when you apply them over a deep shade, they just turn into something completely different. And it's really cool. It's a really cool effect. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Venom palette, and I'm going to be using this shade right here just to kind of blend out that edge where Black Hole was applied. And I'm using a Rephr 14. Just gonna add a little bit more of Black Hole, but I think those two shades just blended into each other really well. Okay, now let's dive into one of these amazing like metallic and or holographic shades. These two right here, those are that gel. So it's really a sticky formula. I don't know how that's gonna go on the eyelids. I mean, we can try it. That way we can see if I get any creasing, since I still have to do this other eye. So maybe that's what we'll do. Let me go in first. I'm gonna go in first with Gaia. I'm gonna go in with Gaia first, and then I'm gonna go in with a Space Nut right here. So this is what Gaia looks like. That's stunning. And I'm gonna focus that out here. I'm going in first with my finger, and then I'll probably go in with a Morphe brush, my M124. This is a dry brush. I'm just using it to get a precise application. Can't always get that with my finger. And actually, you know what? I think I'm just gonna take that all the way in, and then we can do that cream shade on top. Kind of anxious to see how that's gonna work. Want to know if it's gonna dry down or what it's gonna do. I'm just taking that Rephr 14, no additional product, just to blend out the edges. So now, actually I think I'm gonna use the brush to apply the shade. So I'm gonna pick some up. Oh wow. I think I'm just gonna focus it right here on the inner portion. So this is a gel, and it definitely feels wet to the touch, but when I'm applying it on my eye, it doesn't really feel wet. But when you touch it with your finger, it sure does. Like it feels like more of like a gel than a cream, which is why they named it that. That looks cool though. I like that. And it feels like it's set down. Wow, not what I was expecting. I like that. I like it. It exceeded my expectations. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more of Gaia. Now for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to go in with Soul right here. And I'm taking that on a damp Rephr 03. This is a beautiful shade. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Golden Eclipse. Just apply that right here. Oh, these are so pretty. Now what I'm gonna do is with the same Rephr 03, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Black Hole. I'm just gonna run that close to the lower lash line. All right, so let me add some liner and mascara, and I'll be right back to show you look number 1. All right, guys, so this is look number 1. What do you guys think? I love the way it turned out. I wasn't expecting this shade to go on well. This is that gel shade, and this one is called Space Nut, but it actually did really good, and it's dried down. Like, it doesn't feel wet or anything. It feels like it's, you know, already like a powder shade. I like that. So now I'm intrigued to try this other gel shade. This other one is called Polaris. So we'll see if I can use it in the next look. But I like the way this turned out. I'm using a little bit of the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. Of course, Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Liquid Liner on the top lash line, and LA Girl Shockwave in the shade Blackout on the lower waterline. I really like it. Really, really like it. Of course, the black base gives it a totally different shift. You don't need to do that. I wanted to try it just because that is one of the ways that people like to wear their multi-chrome and duochrome shades, and since it was included in the palette, I want to try as many shades as I can, but don't feel like you need to have a black base in order to use any of these shades. It's just included in case you want to go that route, but it's also good to use as an eyeliner, and kind of like what I did down here, I just kind of tight lined the lower lash line with that shade. I could have easily used it on my top lash line as an eyeliner, so you have several different options, several different ways to use the shades that are in this palette. Everything is just so unique. I love, you know, all of the different formulas that are in here. So let's jump over to the left eye and start creating look number 2. Okay, so for look number 2, I want to use the shade Aurora, and then maybe even go in with Spring Equinox. And then I kind of want to use Polaris also, so I'm thinking I'm gonna do a green base. So I'm gonna go in with the Absinthe palette, and I'm gonna start with, I think, this shade, and then I'm gonna deepen it up with this shade. So this will be in the crease, this will be kind of in the crease and in the outer corner. I'm using a Rephr 27. Now I'm taking the darker shade on a Rephr 14, and I'm just gonna again be focusing that out here on the outer corner and also into the lower portion of the crease. All right, so we got a good base there. Let's go back into the palette. I'm gonna start off with Aurora. I think kind of like what I did with the first eye look, go in with Aurora all over the lid and then add this to the inner portion. Let's try it that way. So I'm gonna get some with my finger first. Now you can most definitely use glitter glue with these shades. It would actually be better, but I don't use that a lot in my looks, but it will intensify it. And especially like if you're gonna use the pressed glitter, then yeah, for sure you're gonna wanna use some glitter glue. The NYX one is great, affordable, and it works. But just know for these looks, I'm not using any glitter glue. Now I'm taking my Morphe M124, it's a dry brush, and I'm just using it to apply this a little bit better, a little more precisely. Purple and green are so pretty together. All right, now with that same Morphe brush, I'm gonna go in with Polaris. Wow. That's so pretty. So I could have done this shade Polaris all over the lid instead of going in with Aurora. I think that would have looked amazing. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Aurora with the opposite side of the brush, just to blend them right in here. Wow, that looks so cool. Now I'm gonna add a little bit more of the dark green matte. And then just going over it with the Rephr 27 that had the light green on it. Okay, now for the lower lash line, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with the lighter green and I'm gonna use a Rephr 03. Okay, now I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of Spring Equinox on that Rephr 03. I'm gonna spray the shade. I'm gonna use that. Wow, look at that. Amazing. That's so pretty. Add a little bit right up here to the brow bone. Okay, let me add some liner and mascara and I'll be right back to show you look number 2. All right, guys, so this is look number 2. Look at that shift. I love it. Of course, I had to do green. Same e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. For the lower waterline, another LA Girl Shockwave liner. This one is in the shade Gotcha. Is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Gotcha. And I love it. Love the way this came out. Again, that gel shade, it dries down. I don't feel it wet or anything like that. It would be up to you whether you want to apply it all over your lid. I think that would look really pretty, but I know not like liquid shadow, that type of thing, liquid gel shadows, that's not for everybody. But I think it looks really pretty. Maybe if you just focus it on the inner portion or any inner corner, that would be a better way to use it if you don't feel like putting it all over the lid. But I like the way this look came out. I like the way both the looks came out. And I'm really glad that I pulled out these Poison Shock palettes because I feel like they're the perfect companion for this Danessa Myricks palette. Let's move on to look number 3. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the BH Sub-Zero palette, and I'm going to start by packing this shade all over the lid and then blending it upwards with these 2 shades. So I'm taking the shade Iced Over on a BK 203, and I'm just stamping. I will blend out the crease in a second. Now with the Rephr 14, I'm going to go in with Totally Numb, and I'm just going to run that in the crease. Now I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of that first shade, and I'm just going to be blending it right here on the lid just to make sure everything is blended as nicely as it can be. Wow, that is a nice blue, isn't it? Whew, love that. Okay, so I think I want to use these shades right here. Maybe even this one. This is one of those gel shades. Let's see. And even, I mean, all of these, like, gosh, where do you begin, right? I'm going to pick up a little bit of Galaxy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm going to start placing that out here. Oh, that's pretty. Again, these shades will look better in person. The lights in here really just drown them out. They don't do these multi-chromes and duochromes justice. But yeah, that looks really pretty. Even some, look at how much is left on my finger. Now I'm just taking my Morphe M124, it's dry, and I just want to make sure I blend out these edges right here. All right, now I'm going to go in with Martian. This shade was called Galaxy. I think I forgot to tell you what the shade was called. It's called Galaxy. I'm going to apply that right here. Oh my goodness. These multi-chrome shades and duochrome shades, I mean, they're just so much fun to play with, so much fun to use, to work with, everything. Just to look at, you know? All right, now I think I'm gonna wait on the inner corner. Let's do something on the lower lash line. I think I'm gonna go in with this shade in the Sub-Zero palette, and I'm gonna run that along the lower lash line. That way it can act as a base for one of these shimmer shades. And I'm applying this with a BK204. Now I'm gonna take a Rephr 03, and I'm gonna go in with Blue Moon. And I'm gonna spray the shade and apply that right here. Wow. Oh my God. Look at that. I'm speechless. This is a holiday palette. Like this, what an amazing gift to give that makeup lover in your life. Or to give yourself, my goodness. Ooh. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Rephr 26 and I'm gonna go in with the shade Black Hole. I'm gonna run that right here close to the lower lash line. This shade can easily be the base for all of the other shades. And I'm glad that she included it in this palette. But I think I'm gonna leave the look here. I'm gonna apply some liner and lashes and I will be right back to show you the completed look. All right, guys, so here is the completed look. What do you guys think? I decided not to do lashes. I thought my lashes were doing okay, having a good lash day all on my own. I went in with the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara, 2 coats of this one, and of course, Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liquid liner on the top lash line, and the Juvia's Place Nubian eyeliner. This one is in the shade Royal. That's on the lower waterline. Love this blue look. Absolutely amazing, easy to work with the shades, and yeah, this is definitely just so much fun. It's just so much fun working with these multi-chromes and duochromes. All right, guys, so now that I have created 3 looks, I've eye swatched and arm swatched this new Lightwork Volume 3 palette. Let me share with you guys my final thoughts, my experience. So let's, I guess, start first with that packaging. I love the outside packaging. Again, the mini palette that one of you lucky viewers will receive, same outward packaging. It's just smaller. It's just like, you know, maybe a fourth or maybe almost half the size of this one. And of course, you're getting the 4 shades that are in the center, the holographic powders, which you can, of course, use on your lids or on your cheekbones. I have this one right here as my highlight. Love them. This palette does come with a mirror, and it says press and play right here at the bottom of the mirror. And then, of course, we have these stunning shades. I love the variance in tone, in texture, in formula of all the shades that are in this palette. Let's start first with the gel shades, which are these 2 right here. I didn't think I was gonna like them, but I really do. Again, it'll be up to you how you wanna move forward using these shades. I'm pretty sure that if you don't wanna put them on your eyes, you can maybe use them as a highlight on your cheekbones, maybe use this as a blush, I don't know. But this is a face palette. It's intended to be used on the face, even on the body for that matter, wherever you need to apply it, whatever you need to do with the shades. But I thought it was a really interesting texture, really interesting formula, and I enjoyed working with it. I was a little caught off guard with it. I was expecting it to perform a little bit differently. I was expecting not to like it, but I'm glad that I do. The holographic powders, which are the ones in the center, these are beautiful. These are going to provide a blinding highlight, and if you spray your brush before applying them to your eyes or to your cheekbones, that's just going to make them pop 10 times more. The pressed glitter, didn't get to use that one. I'm glad that there's just one. I don't always like to reach for pressed glitter just because I don't like removing it, and I'm usually left with a lot of glitter afterwards. What I did after the eye swatch of the glitter, I had to actually get tape and take it off of my cheeks. So the other formulas in here, like the cream to powder type of formula, that's great. Again, it reminds me of the Natasha Denona formula, but all these multi-chrome and duochrome shades are stunning. And if you don't have any of these special types of shades in your stash, just know they are not inexpensive to make. It cost a pretty penny to formulate multi-chrome and duochrome shadows. You've seen with the indie makeup brands, for example, the Terra Moon's Fall Equinox collection that I reviewed last weekend on my channel. That bundle of 9 was like $150, so they're not cheap and they're beautiful. They're beautiful, especially if you like all of the different shifts and dimension that the shades are going to provide. You won't mind making the investment, especially because, you know, it's probably not something you're going to be buying that frequently. They are going to last a good while, at least a couple of years, right? But I liked all of the shades. I liked all of the different shifts that are in this palette. Everything is very complementary of one another. The only thing you're going to have to do with this palette is bring in another palette that has a couple matte shades. I had pulled out the Mini Xenon from Natasha Denona, but use these little palettes. If you don't have the Poison Shot collection from BH, use your little Natasha Denona mini palettes, get the mattes that are in it, and then apply these shades on top. Or if you don't want to go that route, if you just want to use a couple of the shades on your lid, you can totally do that and just swipe them on with your finger, pat them upwards just a little bit and go. You can definitely wear them like that. It's a very versatile palette. Please don't reserve the 4 shades that are in the center just for like highlighting shades, just for like your cheekbones or temples. You saw that I used some of them as inner corner highlights. I used one of them down here towards the inner corner of the lash line, of the lower lash line. They're beautiful. All of the textures are just, they were just so fun to work with. This is my very first experience with Danessa Myricks. I also want to point out that with my order, they included a foundation card. So I am wearing 2 shades of the foundation. I'm wearing, I believe this is shade 3. This is what I have going on all over. And then I'm wearing this shade right here, which I don't have, forget which shade it is. I don't have the little card in front of me, but I use that shade as a bronzer. So it was these 2 shades right here. This is a foundation and concealer in one. I did take it up under my eye area and I kind of spot concealed with it on the sides of my cheeks. This is a full coverage foundation. At least I feel like it's a full coverage foundation, and I think it looks really pretty. I am so glad that they included this because I think I might end up purchasing this later on, maybe during the Sephora VIB sale. They also included a blush, which I am wearing the blush today. I actually filmed this video in two separate days. So this is day 2. And I'm wearing this blush right here. This is a lip and cheek stain, lip and cheek duo. And the shade that I'm wearing is Bread and Butter. And I like it. Really pretty, really easy to apply. My lipstick is the new one from BK Beauty. It is the lip liner in the shade Warm Spice and the lipstick in the shade Passion, but everything will be linked in the description box of this video in case you want to check anything out. I am giving this Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 palette 2 amazing thumbs up. I am so happy with it. I don't spend this much on eyeshadow palettes very often, but I wanted to try the brand. I've been into multi-chrome and duochrome and just those special formulas, special shadows that I thought, you know what, they were including a really nice free gift with purchase. Never tried the brand before. This looks like a great place to start, and I'm so happy that I did. Now let's talk about the giveaway. This giveaway is going to start today, October 31st of 2021, and it's going to close on Sunday, October 7th at 5 p.m. CST. This is an international giveaway, which is void where prohibited, and the winner will assume all taxes, duties, and fees associated with final delivery. Once again, one of you lucky winners out there will receive the Mini Lightwork Volume 3 Holographic Powder Palette from Danessa Myricks. Now, how do you enter? What do you need to do? It's all very simple. First and foremost, you must be subscribed to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and you must leave a comment letting me know which look you like best. Are you team 1, 2, or 3? Now, also in the comment, this is super important. You need to include either your email address or your Instagram name. I will be contacting the winner using either of those methods, and the winner will have 24 hours to respond and accept their winnings. More details are going to be included in the description box of today's video. Make sure you check it out so that you know exactly how to enter, you know exactly what you need to do. And I just want to say a big thank you for helping me reach 9K here on YouTube. 10K, here we come. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you thought about this gorgeous Danessa Myricks palette. Is it on your radar? Are you gonna pick it up? Maybe you picked it up already. Sound off below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.